In the late 1990s, the internet did not feel big or chaotic or infinite. It felt organized, legible, and strangely calm, and that was largely because Yahoo sat at the center of it. If you wanted to go online, you didn't search first. You entered Yahoo. News, email, finance, sports, weather, messaging, search. It all lived behind that familiar purple logo. For millions of users, Yahoo wasn't a website. It was the internet itself. That position is almost impossible to overstate today because within a decade, Yahoo would lose it completely. Not because of a single catastrophic mistake, but because of a pattern of hesitation at the precise moments when commitment mattered most. This is not a story about bad luck or technological inevitability. It is a story about repeatedly saying no when the future was still cheap. By the late 1990s, Yahoo had already won the first phase of the internet. They had scale, brand trust, advertising relationships, and more traffic than almost anyone else. Internally, Yahoo didn't see itself as a fragile company racing against time. It saw itself as infrastructure, and that mindset would quietly poison every major decision it made next. In 1998, two Stanford graduate students approached Yahoo with a new kind of search engine. Their product wasn't flashy, but it was cleaner, faster, and noticeably better than what Yahoo was using internally. Yahoo's leadership didn't reject the idea outright. In fact, they liked it, but they didn't see it as essential. To them, search was just another feature, something interchangeable, something that could be outsourced or replaced without much consequence. They offered to buy the technology for a small amount of money, first around $1 million, then a few million more. The founders declined and walked away. What Yahoo failed to understand was that search was not merely a tool for navigating the web. It was a window into human intent. Every query was a confession. Every result was a data point. Whoever controlled search would eventually control advertising, discovery, and influence at a planetary scale. Yahoo treated search as plumbing. Google treated it as destiny. That single misunderstanding quietly shaped the next 20 years of the internet. As Google grew, Yahoo didn't panic. They still had users. They still had revenue. They still believed that being the front door to the internet mattered more than owning the engine underneath it. And that belief followed them into their next refusal. In the mid-2000s, online video began to explode. Bandwidth was improving, cameras were cheaper, and users were no longer content to just read the internet. They wanted to watch it. Yahoo already hosted video. They already had massive traffic. They already sold ads. When a scrappy new platform called YouTube emerged, Yahoo evaluated it carefully. The product was rough. Copyright issues were everywhere. There was no clear business model. From Yahoo's perspective, YouTube looked risky, messy, and premature. Google saw something else entirely. They saw attention. They saw creators. They saw a future where video would dominate how people learned, entertained themselves, and formed opinions. Google bought YouTube for $1.65 billion, a price that many analysts mocked at the time. Internally, Yahoo executives believed they had avoided a dangerous mistake. In reality, they had just handed over the future of media. That same year, Yahoo made another choice that would age disastrously. They entered serious negotiations to acquire a rapidly growing social network called Facebook. The platform was young, but its growth was explosive, and its users were deeply engaged in a way Yahoo's properties no longer were. The asking price hovered around $1 billion. At the final moment, Yahoo hesitated and tried to renegotiate. Facebook walked away. Once again, Yahoo misread what was in front of them. They believed social networks were trends, not infrastructure. They believed users would eventually drift back to portals, back to curated content, back to brands. They didn't see that Facebook wasn't competing with Yahoo's homepage. It was replacing how humans related to each other online. By the time that realization became unavoidable, the door was permanently closed. What's important to understand here is that Yahoo was not run by fools. The people making these decisions were intelligent, experienced, and well-informed. Each individual refusal made sense when viewed in isolation. Search didn't look mission-critical. Video didn't look monetizable. Social networking didn't look durable. The problem wasn't incompetence, it was fragmentation. Yahoo optimized for quarterly revenue, internal consensus, and brand safety, while the companies that replaced them optimized for control of attention, data, and long-term behavior. Yahoo thought in terms of features. Google thought in terms of systems. And systems always win. The decline.